And I think I remember here that I think my buddy doesn't come along right away. And I'm like, dude, come on. He's all right, let's go. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So we can definitely equate this brown color palette with areas that don't have enemies, because that's what we've seen so far, right? And then obviously when we get into that like blue-green color palette, we've seen enemies. And so you'll see that that's kind of a running theme as we play through, because obviously this is a brown color palette type area, but there's no enemies in here. So while we have a bit of a puzzle to solve and we got to get to the top of this tower, we don't have to worry about enemies. And that's something that I instinctively picked up on when I was playing the game. This is not something that I'm just like thinking about now in post commentary. When I played through the game for the very first time, I made that inference on my own, which I think is another thing about this game that I really enjoy, is that you can make those kind of inferences without really giving it too much thought. It's just more of an instinct. It's just something that naturally happens, and I think that's cool. And the good thing about this area is that every time you unlock a mural, you actually get this, it's kind of like a mist or a fog. It kind of feels like you're underwater, because they'll have the little, see the little artifacts in the water there, or I guess if you want to call it water. So it feels like particles, it feels like you're underwater, but it looks a lot like fog. So like I said, this game does a really good job of making you feel like you're underwater, but not really. Because I think if you were truly underwater, then you would have to explain, you know, how your character breathes and all that kind of stuff. So I think they took the water part out of the equation so they wouldn't have to explain that away. Because I think, especially because of the way that I play a video game, if I were really truly to go underwater, I would be asking myself, all right, wait, now how do I breathe? You know, they do have a flight mechanic, but it's kind of explained. If you got a scarf and it has power, well, you can fly. But how do you explain the water part? So I think that's a really smart play on their part to have fog, but like I said, to make you feel like you're underwater. And like I said, they can do that with the scarves, like we saw in previous episodes, where it looks like the scarves are just going vertical with some physics. Gives it the appearance that you're underwater. And then with stuff like this, and the fact that they have those jellyfish looking creatures to the left, and again you have all the little artifact particles, feels like bubbles. And that's all stuff I noticed on my first playthrough. It's really fascinating how they did it. And when I interact with that thing, you can hear it making little noises. It's almost like it's alive, and they really did a good job. Because like I said, they could have easily just made, you know, shapes, and that's it. And I think that would have created a pretty lifeless environment. But the fact that they have these things floating and moving and interacting with you, and when you touch them, you twist and spin and stuff like that, that's what makes the difference with a game like this. I'm trying to go over here. I'm looking for my buddy. I see another artifact over there, and I'm like, man, I really want to go get that artifact, but I want to make sure that my buddy knows where it is, because I don't know if my buddy's played this game before or not. You can hear me talking to him, and I see him. I think I just saw him going up. I'm like, all right, so he knows about the mural, so he's about to unlock the next height of this thing, the next level. So I said, I'm just gonna wait. I think I go for it now. I'm like, hey man, come on, follow me. And I'm just hoping that he's following me right now. Love it. And look, this could very well be water. Like I said, I haven't checked on any forums. I don't feel like it's water, because like I said, they would have to explain away, you know, why I'm able to breathe in the water, which they haven't really done. Like I said, the scarf totally explains away how I can fly, but not how I can breathe in the water. I think this is just made to This is just there to create the sense that you're underwater. At least that's my opinion. Because when you get to the top, it just looks like fog. See, that just looks like pure fog to me, and not how water would look on the top. You see, and now we get introduced to a big friend. Look at that. It's kind of got like a hammerhead shark front, like a hammerhead. You know what I'm talking about, like a hammerhead shark. That's kind of what it reminds me of in the front part, and then I don't know. It's just a crazy looking creature, man. My buddy showed me where an artifact was. Thank you. And you notice in other areas the music was kind of like stop and start, but in this area the music's pretty much going the entire time as you climb this thing. I'm gonna use him to get over here to this next monument, which should get us to the last level here. Waiting for my buddy, but I don't think my buddy's coming, or maybe nah. I think I just go ahead and do this on my own. There's my buddy. Music changed. See what I'm saying? Music changed, picked up. It almost feels like you're in another area, but you're not. You're in the same area, but just picks up tempo and changes because now you get to interact with these long scarfs. I call them ribbons, and it's like a different feel, and it just opens up. I think it also builds the anticipation that you're getting close to the top of this tower, right? So it kind of has two purposes. Notice how all the murals too are kind of symbolizing our journey so far. And that's gonna be really important as we clear this little area. Now notice the music kind of dropped off. Back to more of like just sound effects and stuff like that. The reason why I'm over here is because I could have swore there was an artifact somewhere over here, but I could not find it. And I'm also looking for my buddy. He's off doing whatever he does. I'm like, hey man, I think he's trying to clear the area, just going by, you know, way up there, but you have to light up all these things first. I'm trying to wait for him. I'm like, hey man, hey, let's do this. I think he's coming over here now. Yep. So like I said, all those murals that we've been opening up in this area kind of serve to show all that we've been through, and that's going to become important as we go into this next leg of the race here. These figures are getting a whole lot bigger. If you notice, I'm getting smaller and they're just getting huge. Now listen to the music. And look, there's the bridges that we went through. There's the next area that we went through. This is our whole journey so far. We've been rolling with the friend, and there's the underwater, you know, section, if you will, that we went through with the machines, the tower where we just were. And now we get to a section where we're very close to the mountain, but there's a lot of wind, and you can see that both of us, myself and my friend, are on our hands and knees. And so it just goes to kind of show that it's not going to be an easy road from here on out. And, you know, one of us may not make it.